Today, we are tackling a huge, and I mean a really persistent idea, this supposed link between creativity and suffering. We're going to unpack this whole myth and see if maybe, just maybe, there's a quieter, more sustainable way to create. So, let's dive in.
This is the big one, right? The central question. We've all heard the stories of the tortured artist, the brilliant mind that's just fueled by turmoil. But is that really the only way? Is pain truly the cost of admission for real genius?
So let's start by looking at this idea head-on, what we're calling creativity's fiery myth. It's a really romantic, very compelling story for sure, but it's one that comes with an incredibly high price tag. Let's start with this really beautiful thought that creativity is our dance with the universe. It's not some rare gift for a chosen few, but it's this fundamental human thing we do, translating the world's silent patterns into something we can all feel and understand. And this, right here, is the heart of the myth. We get this picture in our heads of creativity being this dramatic, chaotic storm. It's the idea that true, raw brilliance can only be forged in the fire of these intense and often really negative emotions.
You know, this myth is built on icons. We celebrate Van Gogh's passionate, swirling skies, but we kind of forget the cost. A severed ear, a life completely unraveled. We admire Sylvia Plath's searing poetry, but those verses were born from a despair that, in the end, consumed her. That's the dark side of the fiery myth.
And don't think for a second this is just some old historical idea. Oh no, it is alive and well today. You see it all over the place, like in this post. This belief that our best, our most profound work has to come from our absolute lowest moments. It's just so deeply ingrained in our culture. But, this myth isn't just a romantic story. It comes with very real, very serious consequences. So let's talk about it. What is the actual cost of chasing chaos just for the sake of art?
Thinking of creativity as a storm isn't just a metaphor. When you start to rely on turmoil to create, it becomes a seriously destructive force. It doesn't just fuel you, it absolutely burns right through you. I mean, for some incredible people like Maya Angelou or John Nash, creativity was a lifeline through unbelievable trauma. But it was a fragile one. Their brilliance often pushed them into isolation, into what you might call lives barely lived. And just imagine if everyone lived that way, constantly on the edge. The whole fabric of our society could start to fray.
Okay, so this brings us to a really critical turning point. Does it have to be this way? Do we really have to choose between our well-being and our creativity? Well, it turns out there's another way, a powerful alternative. And that alternative is what we're going to call a quieter, steadier path. It's a completely different way of thinking about where our ideas come from, and more importantly, how we can actually nurture them. This is the core concept right here, the quiet dance. So instead of a violent storm, I want you to picture creativity as a steady, flowing river. It's not fueled by crisis, but instead it's nurtured by calm, by consistent, and even joyful daily routines. Think of it like this. On one side, you have the storm, that draining, vivid, but often hollow process of Van Gogh and Plath. On the other side, you've got the stream, the steady, deep, and sustainable approach of someone like Einstein, just fueled by pure curiosity, or Haruki Murakami, fueled by the simple rhythm of his daily run. So how do you do this? How do you cultivate this steadier creativity? Well, it's not about grand, dramatic gestures. It's about simple, repeatable things. Taking a walk as the sun comes up, reading a book just for the heck of it, or just slowing down and paying attention to the quiet patterns all around you. These little acts create a space for ideas to grow.
So what's the secret sauce here? What's the thing that really unlocks this quieter, more sustainable way of creating? It actually boils down to one simple, but pretty profound action.
That's it. That's the secret. The key is to just let go. Now, I know it sounds easy, but it's a huge shift in mindset, from trying to force something to happen to just allowing it to come to you. Let go of what, you ask? Well, it means releasing the pressure of expectations and all those anxieties. It means shedding that heavy baggage of self-judgment, and, this is a big one, abandoning that paralyzing need for everything to be absolutely perfect.
And this isn't just some philosophical mumbo-jumbo. There's something really practical happening here. These simple routines, they're like a form of mindfulness. They create this emotional clarity that lets your mind tune into the world's patterns, connecting ideas, but without all the destructive noise of a storm.
Okay,
This brings us to our final and maybe the most important part of this whole conversation, because this isn't just about famous artists or scientific geniuses. No, this is an invitation for everyone. For you.
Because here's the big takeaway. Creativity is not some exclusive club for the tortured and tormented. It's your birthright. It's a universal capacity that lives inside every single one of us, just waiting for a chance to come out and play.
And this creativity is literally everywhere. Yes, it's in the poet's pen, of course, but it's also in the elegant logic of a coder's program. It's in the comforting story a parent makes up for their child. It's in the simple joy of the process itself, whatever that process is for you. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. You do not need to wait for a storm. You can start today. With a simple walk, a quiet moment, a single line in a journal. You are invited to the dance. The only question left is, what will yours look like?